I love doing theater, well, whether it be musical theater or plays that have a resonance, that don't just entertain, that really make people shake up a little bit and think and see things from a different perspective. And that's why I love this play. I love In the Car with Blossom and Lynne, because it's just it's a fantastic take on a family dynamic as a family moves into sort of a crisis. And I think it's so true to heart because Joni, you know, has drawn on her own experiences and is such a truthful writer.
And I agree. I mean, I love to be entertained, but the best place to me, or any kind of theater, is when you go home and it resonates with you and it stays with you for days after. And I have to say that one thing that really made me happy when we did the reading was I had friends that came from New York to see the play, and they said they talked about it the whole way home. Oh,
that's great.
And that, to me, meant
that's great.
That we had something here to share.
I find that, well, I used to sort of bemoan my career being so all over the place. You know, I was a choreographer, and then I had a hard time transitioning into directing just because I was just a little before the curve of women that came after me, you know, that had a much easier time, I think. But I was also sort of cursed by being known as a choreographer, so that's a crazy thing. But anyway, that's what I believe happened. And so what's fascinating to me as a director is how much my choreographing means to the way I'm able to convey information and nonverbal information. And so now it seems like it was a divine plan, but for many years I thought, who am I, you know? However, I do enjoy going back and forth between the two disciplines very much.
And I have to say with Lynne, watching her move people around the stage is a beautiful thing, because it really is. It's choreography, watching how she does that. But for me, I was an actor, and I guess I do bring to my acting background to my writing. I mean,
absolutely.
I don't think about that consciously, but you know, I follow a character's arc through the play as if I was doing the play. I look at the play and say, would I want to be in this play? Is this a character I would want to play? Is there enough meat on this character that someone wants to do it? And so, yeah, it does help. Except next time I'll write in costume changes.
Each time we spend a lot of time together working on it, and even just processing for one day, you know, or maybe you have 29 hours or 20 hours or something. I mean, with Kira Sedgwick, I think we only had 2 hours or something. So, you know, but you learn something every time, and you learn, I think we learned a lot in this round, going into this round, about the Fern character, the second sister, who I think had a less dimension than the first sister, and I think they're equal now. I really feel good about that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just been precious opportunities, and this is the best because we get to put it up, and we're influenced by the set, this fantastic set that you know, Bob Phillips did, and Dustin Cross, and the costume choices. It does. It really helps say, oh yeah, maybe they would have been feeling this way or that way, or it's I don't know. It's hard to, you know, make a list of what the other collaborators contribute, but it's a great deal. When you
Yeah.
agree.
Oh, I totally agree. And coming here and being in rehearsal and seeing it on its feet, you must agree, for the first time, after doing all these readings and you know, imagining and having the reader read the stage direction and then actually see it.
Yeah.
It's just been, I mean, the first day of rehearsal, I was just jumping out of my chair. It was so great to see them moving around the stage. It's interesting for me right now because my mom passed away in December, and my dad passed away last year. So having lost them both and having this play be based upon my family, I mean, it's not total, you know, but it's been very, you know, at times it's been very sad for me during rehearsal. It's been tough, but but it's been thrilling.
And some of Joni's mom's clothes are in the play. She really, really was a fantastic dresser,
Right.
and beautiful clothes. And so we were trying to think, well, where could we get these beautiful clothes? And Joni said,
My basement.
so, you know, it's a wonderful way for someone to live on.
Yeah.
It's great.
And
she would have been
loved
thrilled.
it.
She would have loved it.
Yeah, she was a dancer, actually. She was a performer way back when. And she would have loved, she loved the theater, and she would have loved that her precious clothes are on this play.
Yeah. Gosh.
It's just, I love working with her. We worked on a play before that I wrote called Girls' Room, and it starred Carol Lawrence and Donna McKechnie. We did it at Queen's Theater in the Park and at the El Porto Theater in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first meeting with Lynne, and I just immediately, we clicked.
It's, yeah, it's really so special. I mean, I think that I've collaborated with other people and I've enjoyed it on different levels, but with Joni, I never have to think about what I'm going to say or censor myself, because I know if I come at it wrong, you know, she'll come back and I'll, you know, we calibrate each other. It's really wonderful. And I think the material and the thoughtfulness that we have brought to it, and also the respect we have for each other, really influences the actors. They love having Joni here. You know, we're a very united front, and we work on passages that are difficult. We edit some stuff, we change some stuff, and you know, it all happens in the room. We haven't figured out the last chapter of life at all. And there are many plays about, you know, the sadness of losing someone or something like that, but very few about, you know, the road to, you know, finding a way to transition into a slightly different way of life because you're older, and the pressure that puts on families and the schism sometime and the disagreements that happen. And I think there's just no guidebook, and we've got it right with toddlers. You know, there's 100 books, and there's 100 books on that, and there's just, this is a very hungry audience, you know, receiving this material. And I don't think either of us realized how much the play is appreciated and needed, perhaps until we were here and we had that reading, and the community here was so, their outpouring of appreciation was so overwhelming to both of us.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not that I didn't appreciate it before the play, but I then saw it in a different light. I mean, I loved it, but, you know, I've always loved it, but it's obviously meaningful to many, many people.
Yeah, when we had the reading after the talkback, the audience, they just wanted to talk. They wanted to talk
It's
and
a
talk and
conversation
share,
starter.
right?
Yeah,
Share their
that's true.
experiences and tell us what characters they related to, and it was really helpful to us too, because we learned a lot.
Hope.
Yeah.
It's just, good stuff can always happen.
Yeah.
Love you, honey.